there was always that one kid in high school who was just kind of cracked at everything, any sport, any activity, any subject. He was just like good at everything. Any like a random hobby you'd introduce him to, any game, he would just start whooping your ass within like an hour. And more often than not, you end up just feeling so sorry for them and they just seem so miserable. And you're just like, where did it all go wrong? You had so much potential. And don't get me wrong, some people did have potential. They were truly that top 1% who was just naturally just gifted and cracked at anything they do, and they could go on to achieve their wildest dreams. But the majority of them end up falling into the trap of mediocrity. There's a reason that there's a saying, Jack of all trades, master of none. These kids that in middle school and high school, that they seemed so good at everything, when they get out into the real world and they verse some like crazy nerd kid who is just fully obsessed and dialed in his whole life into this one skill, they get absolutely smoked by him. And like, no one cares that you're pretty good at tennis, that you're pretty good at tennis in middle school, when you're competing against bro from Bangladesh who spent the past 15 years just video editing. Like, you're not going to be able to compete with him for that level, no matter how naturally gifted you are. I kind of fell into that trap myself. When I was a kid, I was pretty good at most things. Everything except for sport. I was completely terrible at sports. It was so about team sports. I was extremely unfit. I just hated the idea of it, just repelled me. But anything like IT, like computer related, like video games, some like programming, random like little design, graphic design, some editing things, dude, I was just so just dialed in at that. But not even too long ago, I had the realization that, well, I'm kind of good at all these things, but what do I actually do? What am I actually good at that I can actually pursue and achieve success with? You can't be successful by being kind of good at everything. There's no one person who's super successful in hockey and they're super successful in skateboarding and they're super successful in AI automation agency. That's just not how the world works. There's no path in life where you need to, or even you have the ability and the choice to be able to be good at multiple things. The only success you can get from a horizontal assertion of skills is pretty much just in middle school, when everyone's like, bro, that kid, bro, he smoked me in Minecraft and then he destroyed me in Fortnite and then he got better grade than me in maths. But in the real world, when you're trying to develop yourself and you're trying to make something out of your skills, it's really hard unless you have that one certain nail in the ground that you know you're cracked at. For me, I just had all these little nails, like just stabbed into the ground, and I could basically go in any direction I wanted. But because I was good at a lot of things, I didn't even know what to pick. I didn't know what I really even enjoyed because, well, I was just used to kind of doing a bit of everything and I was kind of good at a lot of things. So I didn't even know if the thing that I enjoyed was because I truly enjoyed it or just because I was good at it. And that was the case with a lot of things. Most business and personal development advice is to find the thing that you enjoy and you love doing and that you're good at, and just focus all in on that, and that is your path. But for people like I just described, and for people like me and maybe even you, that path is kind of a blurry mess. You can see yourself doing one thing, you can see yourself doing another thing. There's not really one particular thing that you feel like this is the thing. I get jealous of people who are like, I love studying, I love medicine, I will be a doctor, I love everything about it, I just want to do that. I love cameras, I'm really into photography. I follow all the photography journals. I'm going to be a photographer. This is my dream passion. I'm making fuck all money, but I love it. And I keep following it because eventually I know I'll be able to make something of myself from that. And even if not, I'm doing what I like. And at the end of the day, that's a pretty close second to being very successful, in my opinion. So what do you actually do? Well, first of all, list out everything that you think you're above average in, and then list out the areas that you think you have an above average level of enjoyment. So for me personally, I'm pretty good at video editing and I kind of like video editing. So that will be one option that I can list off. Video editing, is that the best future career path? You can make a lot of money. Is it a lot of hard work? And is it something that can make you feel like a bit of a robot sometimes and kind of makes you be a soulless slave to your clients? Yes, but maybe that's just because my enjoyment of it isn't as high as it needs to be for it to be a viable path for me. So chances are I probably won't be a full-time passionate video editor. But for other things, let's say skateboarding, I love skateboarding. I find it really enjoyable. I love doing it in my free time whenever I can, go out with the boys, go on a bit of a skate. But am I good at it? Nowhere near as good as I should be with how much time that I have sunk into it over my years. So probably not going to be a pro skateboarder. And once you have all these options listed out, there's a third metric. How viable is this option for the future that I want to create for myself? So chances are, if you're a professional skateboarder, unless you're some 9-year-old Japanese kid who's gonna win every single medal at the Olympics in 5 years' time, chances are that's not the best option if you want to achieve financial freedom and drive fancy cars. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make money doing literally anything if you sink your time into it. There's so many little avenues you can go down. You can be a skateboarding YouTuber, you can be a coach, you can design skateboards or something, but you're probably not going to be making the type of money that you would be if you worked in a more profitable endeavor, such as like content creation or running a marketing agency, which is fine. Not everyone should or needs to have these crazy ambitious goals. Some people are fine just living on their standard wages and living a normal life. There's nothing wrong with that. But for people like me and probably yourself who would like to aspire to achieve these great things, choosing something that you're good at, something that you enjoy, and something that you can see yourself doing in the future and being successful with, those are the 3 pillars that your direction should align with. And the beauty is, these things can be as broad or as narrow as you want. If you really enjoy sales and you're really good at sales, well, then there's so many different paths that you can go down. But if you really enjoy running a community for young men in Australia to gain muscle and increase their confidence, then that is also great. That's super narrow. And if you're really into the idea of running your own online community for Australian young men to increase their confidence and increase their muscle size, well, then that's great too. That's super narrow, and you can get crazy results by specificizing whatever that word is into this narrow little niche that you can fully just conquer and take over with the ins and outs. Both of these areas are good. Once you've identified some of those key areas and things that best fit these criteria, I want you to actually spend time every week trying and working on these things, trying to even make just $1 from one of these businesses. Because that one random little thing you like, that little feminist journalism blog that you have, maybe the idea of your experience from it that you had 5 years ago in middle school doing it for a project and you thought it was so great, and maybe doing it now you realize that's not even that good and it's actually not something that you'd like to pursue. And other way around, maybe you think you're really into Facebook ads and you just really enjoy making and running them. I don't know what's like you are, but then you get deeper into it, you involve yourself more, you start spending more time in it, and you just further build your love, and you start getting more specific. Like, I love running ads for small business owners. I love making advertisements for cafes. I'm really good at this. The only way to break out of this plateau is through experience. It's not something that you could work around, and it might seem painful. It might seem like you're wasting time doing all these things. Maybe you just need to pick a direction and stick to it. But if you don't go out and try all of these things at least once, give them an actual good shot, trying to make some money off it, trying to build something out of it, then you'll never know. You'll be sitting there thinking, what could have been? Maybe you'll still be weighing up the options. Like, maybe should I do this? Should I do that? I'm still thinking about it. I don't really want to commit. Just do everything. Sunk cost fallacy. Why are you scared of regretting the time you're going to waste? You're trading it for the time that you're wasting right now, having not picked anything. Once you have these areas and you've actually set aside time to committing to them, I want at least a month of you just pure focused on this one thing and just pursuing and learning every little thing about it, and actually building some little business, working some freelancing work, finding a small business that you can help out. Once you're fully immersed in this world, regularly check in with yourself. How much am I enjoying this? How am I feeling? How is this benefiting to my life? Do I feel like this has a direction? Do I feel like I have a sense of purpose? Do I feel like I will be great at this? Do I feel like I'm going to make lots of money? And at the end of those 4 weeks, you can summarize it, check back in with yourself. You have actual data that you can compare with to other things, and you can make an educated decision based off your experiences. What's actually working? What's not working? Maybe there's aspects in one thing that you really liked and other aspects you didn't really like. Maybe you combine aspects of one area that you focused on, and then you combine aspects of an area of a different area you focused on, and then boom, you got an amalgamation of all the best bits that you can really focus your attention on. And then boom, you found your specific little thing. You know, this is so funny. I thought when I'm sitting there in my IT class, and I think I'm so good at making these posters. I'm so good at like doing these little coding projects. I'm going to have everything figured out. I'm going to be so good at everything. The money's just going to be flowing into me. Little did I know that it does not work that way. The kid that is shit at everything except one thing will become so grand because us human beings, we have the same amount of energy and focus as anyone else. And this sounds like a crazy thing to believe, but eliminating all the distractions and equating for everyone's brain size and calorific potential, we all have the exact same focus and energy throughout the day. And if that person focuses all of their attention and energy and focus and passion on this one thing, it doesn't matter if you're up here and he's down here. You're spread thin like this. He's this concentrated little bubble of power just waiting to burst, and he'll shoot up and he will absolutely dominate you. And go ahead, try to tell the 8-figure multinational laundromat owner that you're better at pickleball than him and you did better than him on science homework. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's not about how spread out you are. You can't be a multifaceted person. This is not true. The people who are preaching this become a multifaceted man, achieve excellence in everything. They're telling you from the top. They've already excelled at one thing, and I guarantee you're better than them at a different thing. But you're not preaching to them that they should be better at the thing that you're good at because they have the outcome you want. So the arbitrary endeavor that you're better at or they're better at, that doesn't matter. What matters, what we're trying to optimize here is the outcome. You want to be successful. You want to be doing something that you love and you're good at, and that will bring you the things that you want in life. Stop trying to be great. Be shit and be great, because the only way to be really good at something is if you're really bad at something. The karma in the universe, the energy, the yin and yang needs to be all synchronized. Jesus Christ. All right. That's all from me. See you, bro. By the way, no pressure, but if you found this video interesting or useful in any meaningful way and you're already an entrepreneur or you're aspiring to be one, but you feel like you lack the motivation and the energy to really give you your all while maintaining excellent physical and mental health and balancing your life with that, check out the link down below in the description. We might be able to help you out. Thanks, bro.